Hello, everyone. This is the last in our doTERRA business building training, and this is about learning your back office, which you might not even heard that term. It's basically the back end of your doTERRA site. And as a wellness advocate, you have a lot of features that most people don't when they go shopping on doTERRA. To be honest, I probably only know 40% of it, but I think I still know a lot more. There's a lot of features on doTERRA's backend site where you can, email people who haven't been placing a loyalty order, like see who hasn't ordered in 3 months. And there's just a lot of capability, but it's a little clunky, to be honest. It's not like super obvious. So Katrina from our team is on, so she can be my sidekick through this. And I'm just going to dig in. We're going to share screen. Whoops, not that screen. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of start at the top. So let's say you've just enrolled, and a great place to go to get started is your account profile. So your account profile has all your information, which hopefully was correct. But if you want to change your email address at some point, I've noticed some people have had their wrong address on file because they never update it in their profile. They just update their shopping cart, but not the account profile. So if you move, update in there. And then a couple of other interesting things on this page. If you want to know your link that you'd give to someone to say your page, it's right here. You can change it. So mine is Women's Wellness. As long as it's not like taken, you can have any name you want. So you can have like your first and last name or the name of your business. And you can add a photo right here, which I think you just did, right, Katrina? Awesome. If you don't add a photo, it's going to have a picture of a lavender bottle as your photo. So, and then here you can do an intro. I did a little intro. I should do more. I didn't do like a long thing yet, but I've got a little thing. Oh, I've got like a link that's like, oh no, wait, there is more. Oh, this is so old. Okay, so it's a good reminder to come in here every now. This is like a link to an assistant who I haven't even had in a long time, where I said to schedule. So I'm gonna just like take out some of this stuff and save it, and then I'll edit it more later. So that's good to know. Here's your link. So if I cut and paste, here, I'll cut and paste this right now so I can show you. This is what my custom page looks like. So this would be like for a new person who wants to explore the world of doTERRA with you. The downside of this, they will be enrolling under you, but there isn't a ton of guidance on like what to buy. But I have had people buy this way. So they can just go in and buy. I'm not logged in, so this isn't showing it right, but they can just go in and pick some oils themselves. Or there's also an option, to do a page. There's like a wholesale enrollment kind of page. Oh, here. So the link I often copy when I was giving it to people was this become a member sub link, because I wanted them to become a member. So it would just walk them through. This is the page I would often give them. So it's still my custom page, and it lets them know, hey, you can become a wholesale customer and a wellness advocate. Sign me up, basically. And then here's some of the kits. This is a pretty nice general page, and it gets them to the kit. So if you've been talking about a certain kit, you can do that here. I'd rather, if you have one thing you're promoting, use the link generator that we're going to talk about later. But this is a good general page that you could put on your web page or whatever. So that was under account profile. So we're going to go back to account profile. So that was under my site address. It's kind of all the same thing here. Another fantastic feature here is the link generator. And I've shared some videos about this on the site. So let's say you've been, I'll give you a real example. So I have a friend I want to invite to be, or talking to be about a wellness advocate. And I suggested a certain kit for her to buy. So she's new, so I'm doing the sign up. And that's me, so that's just verifying that. And then they say, do you want to do wholesale customer or wellness advocate? I'm setting her up as a wellness advocate, so it'll automatically ask her social security number or tax ID number. And then she runs a clinic. She might be watching this video later. So I suggested this kit so she could have lots of stuff around the clinic to show off. And this is like, I think, the best kit for getting started as a wellness advocate, because you get a lot of product. You get the oil organizer, you get some vitamins and stuff to try, like soap to put in the bathroom. So I'm suggesting her this kit, so I'm just adding it to the cart. So now we just basically have a kit in the cart because the membership is included in this kit. And then we just do generate link. And I usually shorten it because it's super long. And then we just copy it. And then I say, hey, super great to talk to you. This is the kit we talked about. And, this link will get you checked out. And then she puts in her own, social security number and phone number and all that. Now, could I do it by phone? Yeah, I could. But sometimes people aren't like ready to do it, or, the conversation is still going. And the same could be said for you teach a class and you're promoting a different kit. Or you do a custom, let's just back up a bit. Here we can say generate new one. Let's say you do a one-on-one consultation with someone who just had a baby, and you talk to her about some oils that could be good for her. So maybe we'll do another walkthrough, and we'll say she's going to sign up, and we're going to have her be a wholesale customer. All right, it's going kind of slow. Let me close some of my 5 million tabs. Oops, okay. So we're going to choose wholesale customer. I'm spending a little extra time on this because I think this tool is so fantastic. Now, certainly, again.
Sorry, I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, it just came out like 4 months ago or something. So it's so cool. Great. Yeah, again, if you were in front of her, you could have her fill out a form. That's kind of the old school doTERRA. Old school doTERRA doesn't really work for me. I have an online business. So I can still enroll people one-on-one, but I can also send them here. So let's say you've talked to her, and let's just say you suggested the Healthy Habits Kit plus something else. We talked about this last week or a couple weeks ago. This is a fantastic deal for a bunch of supplements and oils and Deep Blue Rub. So they're saying, do you want to add any more products? Yeah, I'm going to give her maybe some Clary Calm for her hormones. So now I have the two things in there, and I just generate the link. And then I can send her an email and say, hey, really nice to talk to you. Here's that kit that we mentioned that waives your enrollment fee, and that Clary Sage Calm we mentioned that will be great for balancing your hormones after baby, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe you say, like this month, right? You get free LL. If you do a order next month, you get free lifelong vitality pack. Maybe you have your own personal incentive, like, hey, if you want to sign up by the end of the month, I'll send you a free whatever, or we'll do that, consult. So, you can personalize it. But now you've got a link. And when she goes to check out, it's really nice. It just shows, like, Bridget's recommended these things. And it'll say on the bottom, like, buy now. And then when you go in, you can still change your order if she wants to change something or add something, but it just makes it easier. So she's not hunting all over doTERRA for stuff.
So is this a one-time link that you create for a specific person?
You can keep using the link like forever. Like, let's say I've also made some like custom kits. Like I'll say, oh, this is my thyroid kit, and I'll put 3 oils in it. That link is good forever. But if, say, I did this for this one lady, I'm probably not going to save it because I'm not going to need it again. But if I make a kit that I'm going to keep recommending to people, like, like the thyroid kit I made, then that link, yeah, it lives on. I don't think it will ever break. So that's good. Yeah, so you can use it for one person or for like a general thing. Because our kits with doTERRA are usually about you know, general wellness. And sometimes I want to get a little bit more specific into a certain condition. So you can make that as well. And then it's really pretty and it's ready to go. It is for the US site. It is not for other countries. So sometimes I'll remember to say that when I advertise it. Yeah, and then the same thing will qualify, like if there's a bonus that comes that month with spending 100 PV or whatever it is, I'll try to make sure the total in the cart qualifies them for that thing. So that is the link generator, which is under account profile. You might not like intuitively think about that. That's here. Whoops. Also on this page, you know, you can change your address, check out old orders you made. I accidentally ordered like something twice recently. So, you know, there's just some like little business stuff here. You'll also notice on the right a few things. This is your ID number to log in. This is like your points level. We had this discussion. You can get up to 30 points back because I'm at 30 points. And this is how many rewards I have in there. And then if I wanted to enroll a new member like manually, I could do it just from here. It's going to boot me out of this page though, so let's not do that. But basically, if you're going to start an enrollment, you need to know what they want to buy, their credit card number, their birth date, email. So be ready to go, or have them on the phone if you're going to use that button. Okay, so that's everything under the account profile. You can also push this button, enroll a new member. It's the same. I'm going to go to the same place. Again, if you're just doing some returns or whatever, there's my orders. But we're mostly going to go to the back office. So some of the features I'm not totally using yet would be like these quick reports. I haven't really done a lot with that. There was a promo in the fall where you could kind of reignite someone who hadn't ordered in a while, and I did run a report. It was a little shocking how many people hadn't ordered in a long time. So especially if you really know your customers, you can see who's not active, who doesn't have an LRP, that kind of a thing. The one thing I do know a little bit about is the power of 3 feature and qualification. So we'll kind of start with there. So this is the month of May. It's still early in May, so I haven't hit a high rank yet. So I'm going to go to last month and show you what happened. So this is great to check because it's May, what day is it? The 12th, 13th? So I don't think that we've gotten paid yet. And you can lose your rank and all your bonuses if you get a big return that you don't know about. So I've already gotten burned by this a couple times. See, you can't just be like, oh, I squeaked by and I'm good. You actually have to keep checking. So if I go back to April, I'm still good. I'm still a silver. I have 3 elite legs. I have enough volume. And I still have my 250 power of 3 bonus. So if you click on kind of any of these things, oh, not that one. That just tells you where the volume is. I want to see, click on this number right here. This is something we really haven't talked much about in this team. So this is last month. To be qualified to get the bonus, it sort of needs to be in purple and with a white circle in it. So purple means that person placed at least 100-point LRP. So this is me. I placed it. My 3 top team people did. And then, well, and how does it say? Yeah, okay. So then each of them had 3 people who placed an LRP. Some were customers and some were builders. But really what we want here is we want 3 builders under us placing an LRP and 3 builders under each of them. And then we really want 3 builders under each of them, because then you can get a $1,500 bonus, which lots of people do, and that's a lot of money. So that's really about building your structure. And this is why when you enroll a new wellness advocate, you want to talk to somebody or understand all this, because if you load them up here on your front line, you're getting yourself in trouble, because really you wanted to put that new builder lower so you can start building your team. And then the little circle means group volume. So this is a little tricky for me. It took me a long time to learn it. So I have 3 builders who placed 100 point plus LRP, but the total of these building groups needs to be 600. So that either means like they all placed a pretty robust order of more than 100, or there's some other little people hanging out here on the front line that place some orders as well. So this is a little tricky, and you have to kind of do the math or use this tool. So I'm just starting to get my $250 bonus, and sometimes there's a gap, and there wasn't enough volume on a certain level to get me. So then I can place a little order under someone to bump up the volume. So since I didn't know about all this originally, I have to fill these gaps, and maybe a lot of people do. There are some teams that require you to place 125 or 150 point order really for this reason. Because if we're all like say I'm placing a $150 order every month, but so is my team and so is the people below them, then we're all getting bonuses. So the extra money you just spent, you just got back anyways. So that's one way to ensure it. I think another way is to, if you do have some random customers, maybe even one who's making an LRP, it could be good to have them on the front line sometimes just to give you some more volume. So that's a bit confusing, and I wish there wasn't like this group volume requirement. But it is something that, you can hit like automatically, or you can kind of train up your team to hit it, or you can have a little extra volume so you hit it. So again, like what is really sweet is to get the $1,500 bonus, which I never have yet. And that's like building out this layer, below that. So we're just too young to have like that much depth. Go ahead.
And that's per month if you hit that?
Per month you get that bonus, yeah.
Wow. Nice.
So a lot of people are getting a $1,500 bonus a month because they've just been in doTERRA longer and their team is set up nicely. Yeah, that's a big bonus. So that's a little bit about Power of 3. That is one tool that I know how to use and that I do have to double check, because you can also have Power of 3, but let's say a customer helped you build your volume and then they returned a big box of stuff. You could have lost it. So you have to keep an eye on it through about the 14th of the next month. So this is a little more advanced, so to speak, but it's also not, because if you understand this out the gate, you can build your team appropriately and start hitting those bonuses. Okay. I think I clicked on team here, which is the page I use the most. And the feature I use the most is this graphical tree. I'll show you in a minute. So here's like my team volume. A lot of this is thanks to Marisa putting a lot of customers on my team. Technically, we have 60 wellness advocates. I'm a little surprised. Some people just kind of assign themselves as wellness advocates, but never really actually do it. And we try to call them and stuff, and they just like, I don't know why they signed up to be wellness advocate, because they're really not like actually trying to do it. They just signed up that way. I don't know why, if it was an accident or they thought, well, maybe I'll do it, but then they get scared. But some people turn themselves into a wellness advocate. But Katrina also did that, and she actually does want to do the business. So you just never know. So of these 60, I would say, we have, I don't know, like 15, 20 really active people, and the rest, I'm not quite sure what's going on. These customers are retail, and then these are wholesale. So that's really healthy that we have a lot of wholesale customers. And again, really some of these wellness advocates are customers. Here's again, like some tools you can use to like see who canceled. And I think this is what you used, Katrina, to see who was up above you, right?
Right.
Okay. So if you want to see who's higher up in your team, maybe follow them on Instagram, learn some of them. There's a lot of upper level doTERRA people who are doing trainings and stuff like that. Okay. So here's like just a simple tool to see my team's volume for the month, for the last few months. New members. Oh, this is nice. I've actually never clicked on this. So I could see who enrolled these people. This is handy. So yeah, there's like a lot of tools in here if you actually, you know, click around and do it. Okay. No, that's saying, oh, I see. These are the two, I think the two people who got enrolled. I don't know. I don't even know this person got enrolled by me. It says they got enrolled by me. So you can click on the name. You can click on the information. See, here's like a funny thing that happens. Like this, she didn't spend any money, but she maybe started to make an account and then like backed out. So I never got any notification saying she was new. It says she enrolled on the 5th. That she didn't order anything. So that's probably why I didn't get an alert. So I'm not really sure what that counts as. But yeah, this is helpful because then I can see how my team is enrolling, which is really great. Okay, so now let's go to the graphical tree. Graphical tree is helpful for helping you make your rank and structure your team and kind of checking in on your team. Even if I'm looking up someone's address, I go in here. So you're always the one on top of your team. And then under you, hopefully, you have some wellness advocates. And you might have some random customers as well. So these are retail customers. And then there's a couple people on my front line who like just are there sort of accidentally. They're orphans, I think Marisa calls them. They're on there, but they really should be under someone else in the team. But sometimes like I forget to move someone. We'll talk about how to move people in a minute. This always happens that I can't find the scroll bar to move things around. Hold on. I don't know why it does this. It's like a little glitchy thing. Oh, there it is. Now it's gone again. Hello. Okay, I don't want you to wait around for that. So just as an example, here's me. Here's one of my top builders, Erin. And then she's got a few builders under her. And then, you know, what really the next level we want to build is people under that level, which we have a bit. We just don't have it like as robustly as we would like to. So here's one of her new team members, Lisa. And she sort of took over a team. This was like what we call a ghost leg. So Erin didn't really have a great frontline builder, so she just put in her husband until someone would emerge. And she wouldn't have to pay on his thing. She just waited. And then when Lisa came around, she put Lisa in here. So she had already had some builders underneath of that, so that Lisa inherited. So that was nice. So when we see the circles or the shapes and the colors, they all mean something. The key is right here. One thing to make sure your team has is an LRP greater than 100. So this person here, Stephanie, has her LRP of 100, which we know is necessary for her to make commissions and also to be part of like Power of 3. And now these people, I don't know what's going on. They don't have their LRP and they used to be building. So this is something you got to keep an eye on, right? Like, why are they not placing their LRP? This is one of the one things once you have a team you need to keep track of. If people aren't placing their 100 PV order, they're basically not contributing to the team in the most basic way. and that's an issue. Sometimes it's just an accident, but sometimes people like decide they're not going to do anymore and haven't really actually told you that. So it's important to, you know, talk to them and have that conversation. There's also instances where people who, oh, there's Katrina, she's got a circle, to people who are customers and they have a circle, but then let's see. Let me see an example, like this person. This is a customer who places an LRP. So she can contribute to that power of 3 also. A lot of people, these are just customers, but it's nice you can click on them. Say Marisa moves someone under your team. They're still going to be here, but if you click through, you're going to see who enrolled them. And you can say, so we're going to click on information. You can see here that Marisa enrolled them, and she just placed them under Rita Marie. So Marisa will still make the money off this client, like the fast start, but the kind of the volume will go under Rita Marie, so it still benefits Rita Marie.
So if you go back to that image,
yeah,
and click on where you saw mine,
yeah,
what does that look like?
This is you, right? Yeah. Okay. So we can click on you, basically get
and
your...
I'm purple because it's LRP, right?
You are purple because you are, hold on. You're purple because you are a wellness advocate, an early level wellness advocate.
Okay.
Once you hit executive, you'll be dark green. And then, yeah, this shows purple, but actually this is more a diagram about LRP. So you're the circle because you have a LRP greater than 100. And we can see, you know, you just joined in March, so we can see what you started out with volume wise. Well, why is it showing 0?
It was like the order was February 28th, and then I didn't notice it until like April. So you'll see a big one in April.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, there, yeah,
I just missed the timing.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you had a big order in April. And we can see your ID number. So if I ever wanted to put someone under your team, I can copy and paste your ID number.
Oh, that's
Marisa
cool.
enrolled you, as you know, and then she put you under Rita Marie's team. Since you turned into a wellness advocate by yourself, you have to stay put there. It's pretty hard to change. Yeah, it's hard to change around. But yeah, sometimes, you know, I'll just like, if someone signs up that I didn't know, I'll just like write them, and, you know, or if I want to send someone like a enrollment, you know, little welcome materials, you've got this here. Go ahead.
So if they're wholesale and then they decide to do the advocate, then you can move them if, you know, once
if they told you, you can move them within the 14 days, and then you can also move them if they haven't ordered in like 6 months. Then you
that makes sense.
Move them. There used to be some other like ways to move people, but I think doTERRA like recently put the kibosh on that because
I understand that.
Yeah, people were abusing it or whatever. Yeah, so what else can we see here? So you can see a little bit about your volume, right? So right now my overall team volume is $5,568. To reach silver, I think I need 10,000 total and 3 teams of 3,000. So that's sort of the level I'm at now. So Erin is almost at 3,000. That's fantastic. So that should work out, you know, by the end of the month. Occasionally we're short somewhere and we need to, you know, I'll move someone under a certain team member, or Marisa will. Oh my gosh, I lost my little slidey thing again. It's so odd. Hello. Okay. Well, there's some other people on these other sides of the screen that I cannot see right now. My other team members. So I would just check, are they at 3,000? Do they have their LRP of 100 placed. And then, like, let's say I'm trying to help out somebody else with their understanding of things. Maybe Lisa is trying to hit Premier. So that would mean Lisa needs 2 teams of 2,000, totaling 5,000. But she doesn't have that yet because she has 1 person with 549, 2 people who didn't even place their LRP, and then she does have this person who's also not placing their LRP. So if Lisa wants to hit the next level of things from elite to premier, it's really about team building for her. So she has this person, Stephanie, who's been on here. Thank you, Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie, who's really building and she can invest in. And then she either needs to get these people motivated or moved out. And then these 2 people over here are wholesale customers who have an LRP over 100. So these are good potential, you know, why not build a business? They're already spending $100 a month. So there's some ways to get on this back office and strategize. Any questions, Katrina?
No, I think it makes sense. The only one that I was curious about was over on the left.
Over here?
And there's someone that's purple and has a green underneath them. That's straight down where your cursor is. So what's that?
Okay, so this is someone who signed up as a wellness advocate at some time, but has not maintained their LRP. They have no LRP.
And then they have a customer.
They signed up someone as a customer, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then just like never really went anywhere with it. So that happens. You'll see little pieces of that here and there. Yeah. Oh, now I'm sliding. Oh, now it's gone again. Isn't that weird? It's like so elusive. Okay, so I think that gives a little of an idea. Let me go back and show you one more tool in this team tab. So one thing I did not really understand before I got trained in doTERRA was the idea of sponsorship. So whenever you enroll someone, it behooves you to place them under someone else because you don't want customers on your top line. You want customers under wellness advocates. If you're just starting out, you have nowhere to put them. So you put them under your front line, it's fine. But once you have a wellness advocate, you want them to go under. Now, unfortunately, I don't have anyone to move. But if, say, I had someone in here and I wanted to move them, I get 14 days to move them. Let's say I want to start building Katrina's team. Then I look up Katrina's ID number and they say reassign sponsorship. And I say yes. And I put that in and I move them over under Katrina. That's about it. The only little caveat to know is, let's say I enroll this person and then this person turns out to be like a superstar doTERRA builder. And Katrina is building a team with this person. Eventually, if Katrina wants to make rank off of her team member, I need to give over my, enrollership to Katrina for her to make credit off of like that. So she can sit there a long time and be sponsored by Katrina and help Katrina's volume. But if Katrina wants to make rank off of this person, if they become a key person, I need to change that over. My dog is like burrowing. So that's the sponsor placement tool. It's pretty easy. You just need the ID number of the person and you need to make sure you do it within 14 days. And I think you can do something here with like placements to, what does this do? Oh, well, we already talked about this, but here's more about it. What's an enroller and what's a sponsor? Where do I place people? These are just tips. I don't really think this is a special tool. But this is good material in here. What was this called? Placements. Oh, and then there's new things. Okay, see here they have beta. Let's say you want to move someone or you missed your rank by $5 or something like that. These are some new tools that they're starting to have about or let's say Katrina, you meet someone at work and they're like, well, I'm enrolled in doTERRA, but I haven't ordered in 2 years and no one ever trains me. She might want to transfer to you. So if she's inactive, she can. And I think that is in here. So yeah, I've never done this before, but there's a beta thing where you can begin a request transfer. Oh, yeah, you could also do this. Like this is going to be happening on our team soon. We have someone who's just not going to do doTERRA anymore, and she's doesn't want to keep her thing. So we're going to put someone in that place. And I think I might be able to, yes, the wellness advocate who is gifting their position to a new wellness advocate. The new wellness advocate is taking over or receiving an existing position. So yeah, this could happen. So they started to make a tool for it. Otherwise you'd be like writing doTERRA, like, you know, support for this. So this is great. This is a great tool that I might have to use soon. So good thing I clicked on it. I think the exceptions is about need placement change outside of normal placement policy. I think this would be moving person to another team, I think. But we could read that more. Let's see what this last one is. Nothing, because I haven't put in any requests, so there's nothing in there. That was fun. See, there's so much stuff on here you don't even know about.
It's good to explore with someone else too.
Yeah, it's on your own. You don't want to do it. It's too boring. You just don't bother. Okay, there's not much else I use in this page. Just some fun stuff like where people on your team live. That could give you a sense of where to like do some growth, right? New Zealand, I really want to grow there.
I could get behind going to Australia.
You could get behind that. Yeah, really. Australia is really growing. And that's a good one. And so are some other countries like Brazil and China and stuff. So if you have international connections, it can be really, really profitable for you. But most people say, whether they said this at doTERRA leadership, build in the US first, kind of get a sense of what you're doing, get some money in your account before you go to China. But I'll say also, you know, it's your life. If you got a big connection in China, you want to go work on it, why not? All right, I think that's kind of it. Oh, I wanted to show you a couple things about loyalty orders because they can get a little bit dicey, and then I'll get going. Did I lose my login? So another really important thing for every wellness advocate to know is how to do their loyalty order every month and how to change it and some like little things about it. Whether you're a customer or a wellness advocate, unless you change your order, you will get the same thing next month. And some people might think that's a scam. It's a repeating order. So if you don't change it, it's going to, you know, and some people might want the same thing every month. Maybe they want a laundry detergent and the vitamins. And then that covers, guess what? Covers their loyalty. They get the credits, right? But most people don't want the exact same thing every single month.
I did that with the, I forgot what I got. A kit, the whole kit.
Oh.
Last month.
You got 2 kits.
Well, no, what I mean is I put it in there, and then when I went to go look at this month, it was still in there, and I remembered, oh, well, just take it out, put what I wanted in there, and it was fine.
Okay.
Because my April was the kit. And so when I did my May, I'm like, oh, I have to change this. Yes. Otherwise, I'm going to get another kit.
Yes, you would have. Yes. Yes. So you can set up a text reminder with doTERRA. They always send you an email. They do try to let you know to change your loyalty. It's good to just have it like in your personal calendar. You know, it's usually always towards the beginning of the month because that's when you can qualify for a free oil. So just as the month changes over, I start to think, oh, what do I want next in my cart? So this was my last month's cart, so I do need to change it out. I'll show you a couple things. Oh, it's not showing it. So I use some of, oh yeah, here. I use some of my points for this. It's not really showing that, but okay, let me start at the top here. So one thing to know if you want to change your loyalty order is there needs to always be something in your cart. So better to add and then subtract, because if you go down to 0, it's going to think you're closing your account and it's going to get confused. So something I want next month is some skincare. We've been talking about that. Skincare collection. So I just always go here. I just use this little search bar. Cleanser, moisturizer. I'm just going to get, oh, hydrating serum. That sounds good. I'm going to start adding a couple things and removing a couple things, and then I'll show you how to use your points. Oh, sometimes doTERRA is so slow. Okay, so here's this cleanser I just added. I still, no matter what I buy, I need to do 100 points out of my own money. So that's real credit card money. If I want to use points, then I need to go beyond that. This is one mistake people make. They put $100 of stuff in their cart, but then they try to use their points for half of it, and now they have not qualified for their 100-point LRP that they need. So let's say I've already got my 100 points, but now I want to keep shopping. So I'm going to use some of my points to buy this cleanser. And I'm going to have to pay a little fee for that, like $5 or whatever, points fee. So it's better to use here, $3 I had to pay. So it's better to just buy a bunch of stuff than one at a time. Occasionally you cannot use points. Like this soap, you cannot use points because it's so cheap they don't want to bother dealing with points. You cannot use points to buy marketing materials, which is the second thing on my list, the Natural Solutions Kit. You cannot use it to buy samples. That doesn't qualify either. You can see here, there's just like no possibility to use it. Now I'm going to an oil, I could use it again. So I just say, oh, I want to use my points for this oil. I'm going to remove some stuff and we'll do a real sample order. If you're ever feeling like you don't know what to order, think about cleaning supplies, think about beauty supplies, think about gifts for people. You can always fill it up. Think about some exotic oil that you've never used before, but you've always wanted to try. So if you ever feel stuck, just think about it.
I went to the Mom's Guide and looked up some of the blends and filled in some of the stuff I was missing.
There you go. Yeah, if you're thinking of making a certain blend, if you have a certain condition you're working on around the house. Okay, so one thing to know when you use points is you have to process now. See how it turned, hold on. See how this button turned gray? I can't process it now because I'm using points. So it can't remember that transaction. It's a one-time transaction to use points. So I'm not going to process this now because it's still May. I'm not ready to process my LRP, but it's only giving me the option to proceed to checkout. So that is what I would have to do. Another thing that would block me is if it was a limited time item. So if it's like the Mother's Day kit and they know they're going to sell out in 2 weeks, you can't let it sit in your loyalty because it won't be available in a month. So you, again, need to proceed to checkout. Another instance that confuses people, let me take these things out of my cart and I'll show you. So this happened this month. 2 people hadn't placed their 100-point LRP because there was some confusion and so I said, you have to go back in and place a new LRP for the remainder or just change your cart. You can place a brand new LRP, or you can just go in and change your cart again. 1 second. So this is where they also get tripped up. So, okay, I'm just going to save this because I was monkeying around with it, and then I'm going to try to edit it again. So I'm going to go back in here. Anytime you monkey around, you have to save. Some people don't save, and they're like, why did I get the same thing again? Because they didn't save. So I'm going to go back in and edit. So let's say, whoops, I forgot to place my full 100 points. I got in trouble, and I'm going to go fix it. So now you want to change the date. Ugh, it's not letting me. Oh, here we go, up here. So let's say, oh, shoot, I have to get my order in before the end of May. Well, sometimes it's like May 29th, and it won't let you place an order there. And you're like, shoot, I can't place the order. All you do is pick a date in the future that is open, like the June 2nd. I'm going to push this date. And then guess what you do when you check out? You push process now or proceed to checkout. Okay, so if you could only pick June, but you need it to go through in May, pick a June date and then proceed to checkout, and then it's solved. That's all you have to do. And then just, if you don't, you know, don't want to, if you want to go back in and change the date or whatever, you can again. That's basically it. This is one thing that get people tripped up. Another thing that gets people tripped up is the money versus the points. So you need to place a 100 PV order, not a $100 order. So since I had some marketing materials in here, I didn't hit 80, you know, it's a different amount. So you just keep an eye on this and teach your customers about that too. They need to spend 50 PV to qualify for any points back on a loyalty order. 100 if you're a wellness advocate trying to hit the minimum of, you know, qualifying, and then 125 to get the free oil of the month. So let's add one more expensive thing and we can get the free oil of the month. So it's great to try to get the free oil of the month if, you know, if you can afford the extra 20 bucks, 25 bucks, it's definitely worth it because you get to try new oils. This month is cypress, which is, we talked about, is great for like detox and urination and acne and stuff like that. So that's always fun to get. If you don't totally know what to do with it, you know, use blends or raffle it or something like that. So that's, you know, once you hit 125 PV, that free product of the month just populates there. So I'm going to save it again. I got all this random stuff, so I better change my order. And then, yeah, I'm getting 30% back of points on every order. So I'm getting a lot of points and buying a lot of fun stuff for my family. So it's nice. And again, do raffles. You say if you sign up in May, it's part of a raffle. If you're teaching a live class, you can have a raffle item. You know, we need to spend a lot in doTERRA is the truth of it. So be gifting it. You can help someone with a retail order. If somebody just wants to buy one oil, you can buy it under you. Any questions, Katrina?
Not right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
That was helpful.
For being here. Good. Yeah, again, I think there's still more capabilities, and I know that's a lot to take in at once, but that gives people like a big picture on how to do the back office. Honestly, if Marisa hadn't like held my hand to show me some of that stuff, I just wouldn't know it right now. So there's your chance. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to you. Thanks to everybody who's been watching on their own. I think we'll save these recordings for trainings for the future as well. And you can just reach out to me or whoever your upline is if you need help with your back office. So thanks, everybody. Thanks,
Thank you.
Katrina. Bye.